Hello, my name is Callie Tabor. I work with the Aquinas Center in our social media communications and our blog. I'm also a PhD student in theology at Emory University. In these days, the Aquinas Center is busily preparing some new online events to bring you in the coming months. But just as we hunger for the Catholic intellectual tradition in this moment, we also miss being together with our local Catholic communities. So until the time we can all come together again, we've created this new video series called Inspired Words. Each week, a friend of the Aquinas Center will offer brief words of wisdom, be it from scripture or theologian or a poet, which reflect on how the Spirit of God, the Spirit of inspiration, is at work in these days. We hope that it will aid your own reflections on the Spirit in your life, and we would love to hear where you are finding God in these days. So I want to begin this series by reading you a poem from R.S. Thomas, the Welsh Anglican poet and priest. Thomas is known as a poet of the absence of God, but I think in some ways that's too simple a statement. He's someone who allows absence to open up into something deeper, who sits with difficulty and complexity and longing, rather than turning from it as we're so often tempted to do. So I want to read you his poem, Kneeling. Kneeling. Moments of great calm, kneeling before an altar of wood in a stone church in summer, waiting for the God to speak. The air a staircase for silence, the sun's light ringing me as though I acted a great role, and the audiences still, all that close throng of spirits waiting, as I, for the message. Prompt me, God, but not yet. When I speak, though it be you who speak through me, something is lost. The meaning is in the waiting. What I love about this poem and so many others of Thomas's is his willingness to wait, to even see waiting as a gift. He doesn't rush towards some resolution or satisfaction, not even the presence of God, but he trusts the difficulty, the silence. In the early weeks of this pandemic, I wanted to just keep pushing forward, to keep busy until this strange virus had passed. But as the weeks go on and we move into summer, I'm finally beginning to accept the moment, to sink in and to realize, as Thomas's poem says, that the meaning is in the waiting. I think as theologians and as people of faith, we sometimes rush to speak into a moment, wanting very rightly to offer prophetic critique or words of consolation. But Thomas's poem reminds us that sometimes when we move to speak too quickly, something gets lost along the way. So for now, I am not interpreting, but simply being with my grief, my anger, and even my delight in this moment. And as the long weeks of summer begin to unfold, I pray that we will leave space for the God who is glimpsed in the waiting.